Good evening, everyone. I call this inaugural meeting of the Council of the County of Lennox and Addington to order on Wednesday, December 10th at 6:30 p.m. I'll begin with a land acknowledgement statement. We will begin this inaugural meeting of Lennox and Addington County Council by acknowledging that the County of Lennox and Addington is on traditional land that has been inhabited by Indigenous peoples from the beginning. We thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. We recognize and deeply appreciate their historic connection to this place. Today, Lennox and Addington is still home to many Indigenous and Métis people, and we are grateful to have an opportunity to meet here, to work, and continue stewardship on this land. I would ask everyone who can to rise, please, for the national anthem. And first on our agenda this evening, it's my pleasure to welcome County Councillor Ken Hook, Deputy Reeve of the Township of Addington Highlands, who will take his oath of office.
Go ahead and read your declaration of office, please.
I, Ken Hook, having been elected to the office of councillor in the municipality of the County of Lennox and Addington, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise the office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, and I make the solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Thank you very much. Let's see if we have enough room for your signature there, please, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Time to get down to business here. Okay.
And a great welcome. Good to have you with us, Ken. So according to the rules of procedure of the County of Lennox and Addington, the clerk shall now preside and a representative of the Napanee Courts Administration Office shall observe counting of the votes by the clerk for the selection of warden.
Councillor Richardson and Councillor Townend were nominated for the position of warden for the year 2026 at the nominations meeting on November 19th, 2025. At this time, both nominees will have approximately 5 minutes to give remarks to County Council in the order they were nominated. So we'll begin with Councillor Richardson.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'd first like to welcome our honored guest, the Honorable Justice Jeffrey Griffin, Sheila Keyhole-Howie, Court Clerk, fellow members of Council, staff, and all those folks that are watching here this evening. I'm going to keep this very brief. There's really very little that I can expand upon that I haven't already said in the past 3 weeks. Past 12 months, past 24 months, past 36 months. I'm going to explain that or suggest that by selecting me for the position of warding, you're going to get stability, you're going to get predictability. You're going to get a lifelong proven leader. You're going to get a person with a steady hand on the wheel, a straightforward approach, littered with common sense, progressive thinking, fairness, openness, balance, a doer, a blue-collar guy that just rolls his sleeves up and gets things done, a winner, and we all like to be associated to winners, a person with a lot of compassion, but also a lot of firmness. The position of warden is an important position within our municipality. You're governing not only just one municipality, you're governing 4 municipalities. 4 municipalities that have very distinct needs, very distinct wants, and are moving in different directions from each other, with all due respect. Some are moving very quickly, some are moving very slowly. It takes a steady hand to try and manage that. I think I can provide that steady hand. As I was thinking about what I was going to say, my mind goes back to a number of things that Sir Winston Churchill said. And I apologize if not all of us are fans of Sir Winston Churchill, but there was many a midnight shift. I was on the computer and read a number of things that he had to say. He had a lot of good ones, and probably some that I won't need to say tonight, but one of the ones that I think I've always lived by throughout my career and through my time in politics is that I no longer listen to what people say. I watch what they do. Behavior never lies, and I live by that. Behavior does never lie. We can say a lot of things in life, but unless we do things and show the things that we do, that is who we are. In closing, and I'm not going to belabor anything anymore because I know it's a winter wonderland out there, and I know that we all want to get home before we get snowed in here. As much as we all like to be with each other, I don't think sleeping together is probably the best thing to do. I just want to quote once again Sir Winston Churchill. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue is what counts. Thank you, folks, for listening to me tonight, and I appreciate everything. Thank you.
Council, Justice, guests. Once again, I'd like to thank Councillor Wise and Councillor Fritsch for their support and their having nominated me and afforded me this opportunity, for which I'm humbled and deeply grateful. Likewise, I will not belabor the points that I made in my nomination speech, but what I simply want to say this evening with great emphasis is that my desire to serve as warden remains steadfast and enthusiastic. I am truly, sincerely so very confident about what we can achieve in this next year of council and excited by what I wish to contribute to the role in terms of continuing to advance the important work of our great county. I submit to colleagues the sincere offer of my time, devotion, passion, and solemn commitment to serve each one of you and the communities we serve in turn with equity and with care and attention. With that, I humbly leave this decision in your capable and trusted hands and repeat that, come what may, my love for this place and my respect for you all remains undimmed. Thank you.
Members of council have a ballot before you with the names Councillor Richardson and Councillor Townend. We'll ask you to mark one of those names. The warden for the County of Lennox and Addington for the year 2026 is Nathan Townend.
I, Nathan Townend, having been elected to the office of Warden in the municipality of the County of Lennox and Addington for the year 2026, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. And I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you once again, colleagues, for placing your trust in me for this 2026 term. When I consulted my remarks from last year, I was reflecting that I couldn't have imagined the change and turmoil within Canadian and global politics that we've witnessed over the course of 2025. But when I contemplated these many changes, I have reason to reflect on those things which remain steadfast. Like Canadians' commitment to our sovereignty, to our democratic system of government. And here in the municipal order, we too have continued, not business as usual, as though we're blithely unaware of larger dynamics, but rather we simply continued to uphold the values and maintain the important work of ensuring our citizens are safe, housed, healthy, and happy. Now more than ever, the work we do as municipalities remains essential to supporting the strong population that we need in the face of the many economic, social, and environmental adversities we face. You can be assured that my commitment to this work is both conscious, that is to say aware, sober, reflective, and conscientious, and I will continue to foster trust in our work among our member municipalities, our wider public, as well as continue to strengthen the relationships and networks that are essential to supporting the work that we do and must continue to do. I am truly, truly humbled, sincerely, to serve as warden for 2026. We do indeed have much important work ahead of us, and I am ready and prepared to do my best and play my part. Thank you. Yeah, I'll go ahead. Okay. Can I get a motion to destroy the ballots? Councillor Fritsch, seconded by Councillor Calver. Any discussion? Didn't think so. All those in favor? Motion is carried. Deputy Warden.
The floor is now open for nominations for the position of Deputy Warden for the year 2026. Councillor Fritsch.
Yes, I nominate Councillor Hagedorn.
Do we have a seconder for that?
So I'll second that motion.
Second call for nominations for the position of Warden for the year 2026. Councillor Calver.
I nominate Councillor Richardson.
Do we have a seconder for that? Councillor Davison. Third and final call for nominations for the position of Deputy Warden for the year 2026. Okay, members will now have the opportunity to speak in the order they were nominated, so we'll begin with Councillor Hagedorn.
Warden Townend, council, staff, and viewers. Thank you for this opportunity to share some thoughts regarding the opportunity to be Deputy Warden for 2026. First, I would like to thank Councillor Fritz and Councillor Wise for making it possible for me to be considered for Deputy Warden. I believe my history of being on Loyalist Township Council is known, so I won't take anyone's time repeating any of it. I will, however, provide a refresher for council and for our newest member, welcome, related to county council. The advancements that I made over the years within Loyalist Township means I am in my second term as county councillor. Prior to being on county council, prior to being on council, I was county council alternate for one term, and due to circumstances at that time, I routinely attended county council meetings. I also attended additional meetings as a spectator to become well informed of the proceedings and the business decisions. These included meetings when significant issues were addressed and typically budget meetings. Through my time with the county, I have had the pleasure of working with amazing staff while gleaning knowledge from many wardens and councillors. It has also permitted time for observation, interacting in discussions, and being a part of a decision-making team. I would like to believe that through this process, I had a role in advancing the county and improving the lives of our residents. As one would expect, just to address the elephant in the room, I did have a desire to advance to warden. But in making the final decisions, there was a time of significant reflection. I talked to past wardens and councillors along with staff. I concluded that with my full-time position and the workload as mayor of Loyalist, as well as my love for agriculture, it was evident I may not be able to provide the time and energy required to fully and respectfully fulfill the warden's duties. This situation would not benefit the residents, council, and definitely not staff. However, with the experience gained over the last year, I am confident that the duties of deputy warden will not be an issue. So I stand before you with confidence that I will be able to fully commit and execute the role of deputy warden and work towards continuing successes throughout 2026. Thank you.
Councillor Richardson.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'm going to be even briefer than I was the last time. I would like to thank Councillor Calver, Councillor Davison for their trust in my nomination. And I'll ask that you support my goal in being the deputy warden of this fine county. What I didn't suggest in the last moments that I spoke is that we do have a diverse county. We have a number of small municipalities that are going in different directions. The problem is I don't believe our leadership shows that diversity. And I think that it really should. We should have the same diverse council, the same diverse leadership that we have within our county. And by not doing that, are we serving the county that we're all sworn to serve? Are we serving that fairly? So in closing, I have a number of other Sir Winston Churchill quotes, which I won't bother you with, but the one that I really love is the one about Trying to tax yourself into prosperity is like standing in a bucket and lifting yourself up. I will leave that one with you. So thank you, folks, and thank you for the opportunity.
Members of council, you have a ballot before you with the names of all councillors. We will ask that you mark it either for Councillor Hagedorn or Councillor Richardson. The Deputy Warden for the year 2026 for the County of Lennox and Addington is Jim Hagedorn.
Can I get a motion to destroy the ballots, please? Councillor Hook, seconded by Councillor Wise. All those in favor? Motion is carried. We'll now come to the proposed schedule of meetings for 2026. That would have been in Council's package. Seeking essentially a motion to adopt those. Councillor Calver, seconded by Councillor Richardson. Any discussion on those dates? Call the question. All those in favor? Motion is carried. We come now to County Council committee appointments, and yes. Can I get a motion to note and receive the report that accompanied those nominations? Councillor Calver, seconded by Councillor Fritsch. All those in favor? Motion is carried. Do you want to explain the possibilities. I'm just going to turn to the clerk to explain the possibilities of what we can do, because this could be very easy.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. We've put a slide up on the screen right now. We've asked all of council to give their preferences for committees. As you see, it worked out that the number one, we have two plus the warden for economic development. We have two councillors, Councillor Richardson and Councillor Davison, who have both chosen this as their number one choice. For the Southeast Board of Health, where we have one appointment, Warden Townend has that as his first choice. For the Prince Edward, Lennox and Addington Social Services Committee, which is 2 plus the warden, Councillor Fritsch and Councillor Calver put that as their first choice. Joint Accessibility Advisory Committee, 2 members, Councillor Wise and Councillor Hook have that as their first choice. And the Lafarge Community Liaison Committee, we appoint 1 member, and Councillor Hagedorn has that as his first choice. So if council wishes, instead of balloting, we could have a motion just to accept all these nominations as the appointments for the committee.
So moved, Councillor Richardson. Seconded by Deputy Warden. Any comments on those appointments? Call the question. All those in favor? Motion is carried. No need to destroy the ballots. There were none. Come now to presentation to judge and courts administration staff. So first I'll ask Judge Griffin to come up and extend our sincere thanks on behalf of the county in serving his duties today.
Congratulations and have a good year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ms. Kowat-Howie, please. Again, likewise, we extend our thanks to you for coming this evening.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you. And I need a confirmation of proceedings, 3 readings. Councillor Fritsch, seconded by Councillor Davison. All those in favor? Motion is carried. And a motion to adjourn. Councillor Wise, seconded by Councillor Calver. All those in favor? Motion is carried. We are adjourned at 7:04.